Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name's Rachelle and I am doing a reading for the collective. Starting with some prosperity dust. I need to get some more of this stuff. I do. Okay, so I did a reading yesterday to see what comes out. And it ended up being along the lines of what I had already been planning. Let's see. I don't know if planning is the right word. I was thinking about doing a specific spread. And and then what came out was along the lines of that spread. So now I'm going to experiment a little bit. I'm going to do that spread and I'm going to see what comes out and see if it's along the same lines, if it's different. Yeah. Okay. So starting with some angel cards. Authenticity, angel with its arms out and heart, big heart shining bright. Authenticity. I love it. Understanding. There's an angel laying on a cloud reading reading a newspaper, a magazine, periodical, a book. Authenticity and understanding what it means to be authentic. Maybe with authenticity there comes a new understanding of the self, the world in general, others. Anyway, let's look at where you actually are at right now. I'm going to go with the wisdom of the oracle. Where are you at right now? What is the current situation? An honest assessment of the situation. Flexible, number 19. I always say it like that because of the movie The Incredibles. And she's right in the beginning. She what's her name? Elastigirl. She says to him, maybe you need to be a little more flexible. So anyway, okay, we've got TikTok 30. Interesting. Because TikTok came out in reverse yesterday. Now it's upright. And yin, number 2. 9, 10, 1. And interesting too, because we have 1, 2, 3, but it's 1, 3, 2. So the situation, as it stands in this moment, is about being open, being adaptable to the situation, whatever you are dealing with in this moment. And there's a feeling of, there's an understanding that where yesterday there was an impatience, there was a like, hurry up, we're running out of time, or there was an urgency. Now there's this calmness. Now there's an understanding that everything is going to happen in the right time. There's no need to try to push things harder or faster than they need to be, because ultimately it's futile to do that. It's just working against yourself. It's like swimming upstream. And so there's kind of this releasing of like, okay, so in this image we see put my glasses on. We see a hot air balloon that is attached to this timepiece, and the hands are open, and it's like taking away the idea that something needs to happen in a specific amount of time or at a specific time. There's a shattering. What's the saying? It's like shattering the glass ceiling or something. because there's all this kind of debris that's floating around. It feels like something has broken away. Time has broken away. And this is due to this flexibility, this ability to adapt, to understand that all in due time. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. And then we have yin, which is about active receptivity. It's being like, here we have the hands, and the timepiece is breaking away from the hands. The hands aren't clinging, the hands are open. And so it's like being kind of lifted up and off, and the hands remain open. The cup is open. And there's an understanding that whatever is meant for you will come to you, and you're ready to receive it. I want to know more about this. Well, that's where you're actually at right now. So actually that describes that very well. You're in a place of active receptivity and in a much better place within yourself. Now, when I talk about between yesterday and today, this doesn't necessarily mean something has shifted overnight. It could for many. Remember that energy is fluid, time is fluid, and we're all on our own timeline and our own kind of path to awakening, let's say. And there's all different ways that we can awaken, that we do awaken, different kinds of information that comes to us at different points. So this could happen over a period of time. Again, it's something that you're just maybe very quickly or maybe very gradually coming to this understanding that you're letting yourself be in the flow. Makes me want to pick, I'm going with this deck. What's pulling you one way? Your louder voice or the louder voice. Is this what I want? Sure. Yeah. The Osho Zen Tarot. What's pulling you one way? Because, I forgot to say, I think, this is a crossroads. This reading, this spread is about crossroads. So we're looking at least two different paths. In this reading, in this spread, there are two. But there could be more. It could be a four-way stop. So what's pulling you one way? What's the louder voice? Ooh, we've got the Lovers, Gemini energy. Turning in, 4 of water. Celebration, 3 of water. Friends, family, romantic partnership. There's a lot of voices around you. There's a lot of fun and enjoyment of others, enjoyment in the group. But there's also, with this turning in, there's also the ability to tune out the voices, the loud voices. This is really beautiful because it's very much being in harmony with yourself and your environment. I love that this is a louder voice. Tell me a little bit more about this Lovers, because the Lovers can be about a choice. That's in itself a crossroads. Tell me more. The Rebel. Emperor energy. Aries. Oh my God, I love that guy. Okay, we got the Empress. Creativity. Creativity is also a theme that has been coming up over and over again in my readings. Okay, I'm just going to stop right there. We've got the Emperor and the Empress. we have a very strong, this is like the ultimate connection, this is the ultimate power couple, this is balance between the masculine and feminine within yourself, like on a massive level. This is, I don't even have the words, unpacking my adjectives, like, I don't know, you get the idea. This is something else. Kitty confirmation. And then and tell me more about this four of water here, this turning in playfulness. This is the night of fire, and look, everyone's dancing, even though this is about going within. There's a playful energy that you are embodying, that's allowing you to tune into yourself, because it's I'm getting, why so serious? Joker, right? It's like yeah, and it's even a clown face. You're like, meditating, spirituality, self-improvement, self-growth doesn't have to be a very serious, and we gotta structured, and it's like why can't it just be very fluid? Why can't this is a part of the authenticity? There's an enjoyment here of just being, of yourself. We got the master. Wow. Okay, I mean, God, this is amazing. This is like, it's self-mastery. It's mastering your ability to access your intuition, to have fun, and to also calm down and be quiet when necessary. There's a wonderful balance here. There's a wisdom here. It's like, the older, better to say, the wiser you become, the more playful you become, because a part of that wisdom brings with it an understanding that this is all temporary. So why take it all so seriously? We don't get out of this alive anyway. Fuck it, throw your hands up, go and splash in puddles, and but then spend time with yourself, because that's your reset. That's like going within. It's your sanctuary. Okay, so tell me about this 3 of water. 5 of clouds, comparison. Oh, 7 of water, projections. Okay, so this could be a couple of things. Let me get one more. Compromise. Interesting. 6 of rainbows. Okay, so in all of these cases, there's kind of a heaviness. This is where authenticity often gets compromised. I mean, we literally have compromise here. It's something about, okay. So on the one hand, there could be something about certain people, certain situations that leave you feeling less than in some way, but pretending everything's fine and celebrating anyway. But it's like a surface kind of celebration. It's kind of in ignoring the elephant in the room, ignoring the fact that there are things that aren't being fully, I don't know, like looked at, talked about. There are blind spots, and interesting because there's a question about blind spots. Now, on the other hand, all of these things are what come with, very common in any kind of connection. We are humans. We are in this meat suit. We are on this planet. We are meant to have this human experience, and with it comes duality, polarity. Comes all of our stuff, our baggage, the things we pick up along the way. Where we learn a certain sense of hierarchy. I'm better than you. I'm not as good as you. I'm comparing myself to you. I'm putting my pain and my whatever onto you because of what I've experienced in the past. I'm being forced to compromise my standards because I've been taught that it's better to maintain the status quo than to, rock the boat. All these things are part of learning, a part of our our connections to each other as humans, and it's a part of the learning. And so with this understanding, or there's something about an understanding of all of this, and knowing that this is simply a part of the experience. And it's meant to be worked with rather than something that leaves you feeling hopeless and helpless. How do we rise up? How do we overcome? How do we grow in the face of all of this? And there's a celebration because there's an acceptance that nothing is perfect, that relationships of all kinds are messy. They certainly can be. And if they're not, then most likely something is being bypassed or overlooked or ignored. Because we all come to the table with different perspectives, different gifts, different ideas, different whatever. Sometimes we are able to meet in the middle, or we align in certain ways, but inevitably there are going to be things that trip us up, that buttons that we push in each other. Anyway, with this celebration card, there's that understanding, and there's a enjoyment of each other anyway. Those people that are most important to us, we know that we can work through things. We know that we can I think that's the best way to say it, work through things. And so and that's a part of this receptivity, is being open to this authenticity. It's like, okay, I'm a messy human, and I see you as a messy human, and together we can be messy and love each other regardless, and have our fun times. Wow. God, I mean, I could stop here. I'm not going to. I want to look at what's pulling you the other way. What's the quieter voice? Let me use the Voyager Tarot. And water. What's the quieter voice that's pulling you in another direction? Woman of Cups, Rejoicer, came out in reverse. Woman of Cups, Rejoicer. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to push these up. Put this here. Priestess. For me as a reader, this is all water signs, Cancer and Scorpio and Pisces. Okay. Moon in reverse. Again, Pisces. Also Cancerian energy. I love this. I love this so much because the louder voice is the true voice. The quieter voice is the one that is gradually drifting away. It's as one thing turns up, the other one is turning down in volume, right? This is the opposite. This rejoicer in reverse, this is the opposite of the energy that is the quieter, or sorry, the louder voice. This is the fear. This is the taskmaster, that part of you that you have picked up along the way that is telling you it's you, like I was saying with this turning in and this playfulness. No, we must, be serious. We must do things in a specific way. We must follow the rules, the dogma, the what's been laid out before us. And we definitely can't have fun because there's no room for fun. There's no room for rejoicing. And this is also sadness. It's wallowing. It's getting lost in all of the minutia that can wear us down, drag things out, make us feel hopeless and helpless. And this is a disconnection from the intuition. This is the part that is very drawn in by 3D reality. What I have to see it to believe it. And what I see in front of me is the only thing that is true. Even though scientifically speaking, we see a fraction of what is actually there. A tiny bit compared to the big spectrum of things. So anybody who leans on science, and says, well, science says, it's like, science isn't fixed. Science is always growing and changing because of our limited perception of what we know and what we can perceive. If you're going to look at science, any kind of science, look at like quantum mechanics, quantum physics, because that's where we start to see the underpinnings of how things actually work. It's not what we see. It's not what we think based on what our senses are telling us. And with the moon in reverse, tell me more about this moon in reverse, because this typically is about clarity. This is about seeing the truth, reward. 10 of worlds. The quieter voice. I love this. This is an integration. This is an integration of the light and the shadow. whoever I'm talking to, you watching this, you have done your work. You have been doing your work. You have been doing your shadow work. And you recognize this part of yourself. You recognize this is a part of the human experience. This is where we sometimes slide back into and fall into. And it happens to most people. But on the other side of it is clarity, is reward. Get one more. Child of Cups, feeler in reverse. There's an understanding that you can't always trust your feelings, because feelings are very intimately tied to what we think. And if how we are thinking, what we are thinking is somehow not in alignment with who we truly are or know ourselves to be or want to be, with this authenticity here, then it's going to kick up emotions that are confusing. And we will sometimes, different people have different responses. Some people will disconnect from their emotions. Some people lean in and get emotionally volatile. And what's happening here is you are gaining clarity. There's an illumination about rewards because you are recognizing how your feelings play such a vital role in your experience of this 3D reality. And that's a part of manifesting. Let's see. In order to manifest what you want, you need to feel about it. And we are programmed to think and feel about the worst case scenario. This is actually, our brain is wired for this because it's a part of self-preservation, self-protection. And so it's a practice. This tuning in, turning in is a practice because to get us into a different mindset, to get us more into this playful energy. It's like think of personal hygiene. If you shower once and you say, well, I've showered, so I never have to shower again. Well, it's not how it works. You need to continue. You need to regularly shower. like continually come back to cleaning the self. It's a very basic example, but I think you get what I'm saying. It's like the reward comes from the practice of getting into a positive emotional state, but it's also recognizing that there needs to be other aspects, the intellectual, the spiritual. And there are probably many others I'm not even hitting upon right now, but that is the clarity, that is the illumination. Dang, this is so good. Okay, so I'm going to take this over to the extended. We're going to look at what you're not seeing clearly, what the blind spot is in the middle of the conflict of these two paths, because we all have our blind spots. Even when, like a lot of us is, feeling more connected and more on the right path, and there's still, we're still human. We still have our blind spots. And also what you need right now, not the answer, but the next step. What's the next step? So anyway, thank you for joining me. And if you want to check out the extended, there's going to be a link in the description box below. If not, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah.